Hello, family. It's another season for the Confident Global Champion live show, and I hope you enjoyed your service. If it is your first time coming to this channel, click the subscribe button, and if you're watching live on Facebook, click on the follow button because that is one of the best decisions you're gonna make in your life this year. Are you ready? Whatever thing it is, don't ever undervalue the power of the right connections. Don't ever do that in your life, or undervalue the power of having a better self-concept that helps you have a good self-esteem. Self-esteem is an estimation of your self-worth, right? And so people want to launch out a lot of things. They have a lot of solution packed inside of majorly introverts. They have a lot of things inside of them, but they are struggling with low self-esteem to launch out. That's why some people will come and tell you, "Oh, online is not. I'm not an online person," and then I will let them know that online is not a personality. It is a platform. It is a choice. You want to explore this particular space for your best interest. So there is no one way. If it is working online and you need if it's working offline and you need an online presence to actually expand what you have and gain more visibility, why not? You don't need to be an online person to do this. You don't. So you think from the outcome, not just about strategy. Think from the outcome. What is it going to be if you don't? Thank you so much, Minister Isaac. Incredible. So the question from Minister Isaac is, please, how can one overcome inferiority complex? Incredible. While I was in secondary school, there were these two set girls, right? Because I didn't start with them from JS1 where I studied, right? And so when I joined in, I was smart. They saw a lot of value in me, and then they wanted to make me the head girl. So people who have also been there that think that I'm not worth that table, based on the fact that I've not been with them for the whole of JS1, because I joined, I was able to be part of the school when I was during second term in SS1. So I didn't even start SS1 first term. It was in second term. So it was just a short period of time, and majorly a post is given on the second term of SS2 in most schools then. I don't know about now, but it's always in SS2 for second term. So there is this two set of ladies that happened to be a pest because I was living in the hostel. So what happened was that when they now started hearing the news that they wanted to make me head girls, they now came to me and wanted to make me feel less of myself, that I do not deserve the seat, to be able to justify the fact that they are meant to be there. And then they were coming with the words. For example, is it because I don't look slim like you? Is it because I'm not tall? Is it because of this? Now, inferiority complex, what happens there is that you lack self-awareness. I need to be able to expose you why that happens so you can be able to know how best to sort yourself out, right? And this thing is not something that you deal with just on your own and once. It's something that you're going to work on consistently, and staying in a space where people of high self-esteem and people who actually know their worth are, so you can be able to observe and breathe into that pattern. So why will people feel inferior is because they don't know their self-worth. So they always feel like everyone else is better than them when it's not true. Right? And then they always make a statement to justify those things. And let me tell you the truth. What fosters your faith? Have you ever seen Jesus Christ? Real life. Have you seen Jesus Christ? But you believe in Jesus Christ. Do you have an evidence that Jesus Christ came, died, and everything? Do you have an evidence? Did you see him? Do you know when he died? But the word of God stated this. And when you started life, you were built on that faith that Jesus Christ came, died, and there is every conversation has a way of filtering into your spirit that this Jesus works, and it works because you believed. And you, because of that belief, it begins to work in accordance of that thing. So they struggle with knowing their self-worth. Some people, they have identity crisis because of their ugly experiences from where they are coming from. So they think that anyone that is doing something that it's so wow, instead of celebrating that person, they want to attack the person. That's what they do, so that they can be able to justify their space. That is why people who despise the rich can never be rich, because you can never honor what you despise. And so they always get worse in this particular scenario. So now you need God, because the only place to start your self-awareness is in finding your purpose in God, building a relationship with God. He is going to expose you. Now, people think that finding purpose is in books. Finding purpose is in books, is in this. No. Those things are something, there is what is called spirit behind the words, right? There is what we call spirit behind the words. That's why a lot of people who finish their Bible are yet to know God. Some persons who have finished their Bible have not encountered God, right? So it's not in books, it's in the spirit. You have to be in the spirit to understand the words, to see beyond the words. So how do you find yourself? The intent of God bringing you into this world is what you want to find out. And for you to find out God's intention for your life, you need to build a relationship with Him to have that conversation. Why am I here? Why am I always feeling like people are better than me? What is that they are bringing to the table I can't do? Because the essence of people, that's what's going to lead you to actually compete with other people. And you are going to focus on what other people are doing because you have not discovered yourself. That is lack of self-discovery. That is lack of self-awareness. That is lack of the awareness of your worth. So you put aside your worth and feel that you are less of everyone else. That is why you feel inferior. So by moment of you understanding that you are not inferior and you begin to build relationship with God, He is going to expose you with His word that is meant for you. Because He said, the instruction is simple: follow me and I will make you. Incredible. Follow me and I will make you. So by the time you begin to discover your path, you will begin to appreciate other people in their path, because you can never be someone else. Never. No matter how you fight it, no matter how you make people feel bad about themselves, you are going to be a burden to people when you can be a blessing. So everybody has their own kingdom. And that's why the very first thing I shared today in the move of the Spirit is that one of the gifts of the Spirit is unity. What brings about unity is that your weakness can be my strength, and it is in our complement that we can multiply the results. That is why one can chase 1,000, two will put 10,000 to flight. But because you're feeling inferior, that's why a lot of people focus more on their weaknesses more than their strength. And that's why they can never give themselves opportunity to be better, to grow. If you're that kind of person, you need to be in Confident Global Champions. I'm telling you, just type CGC in the comment section. See, we have been in that space where even people think that, I'm an introvert because of the way they were raised. They were told that time, don't get along with guys, for the ladies. Don't go out, don't do this, don't do that. And over time, because of that kind of experience that they have been exposed to, they think that they are introverts. We've had a lot of people in this community, by the time that they joined from beginning, we had to deal with all of those things. It took them time, but they have to catch up. And that is why the community is here, so that you can consistently become. You don't get these things figured out once. So you need to leave the space or the friends that are according that justification of those insecurities or inferiorities. So you're not inferior. There's nothing special about me. I'm just unique, and nobody else can do what me can do the way I do it. So I might be a networking coach, but I'm not the only networking coach in the world. So what differentiates me from every other networking coach is that the way I do my network is very unique to me than anybody else. Of course. So I can't speak exactly the way you do, and it's fine. So I shouldn't be feeling I shouldn't be feeling inferior walking on my pace, because I've discovered where I'm meant to be. So I focus on my dreams and don't fight with anybody. So I think this few things, trust me. You just need to be in a space where people with high self-esteem dwells. Your life is going to change. Right? So it's from the spirit to the flesh. If you're a person of the spirit, right, you will see that it's either you are for the spirit or you are against the spirit. And when you are against the spirit, you are in the flesh. So if you are in the flesh, that's where the devil manifests itself. So he has a way of bringing you out there, because he knows that when you are there, he can't be able to do anything. So when you come to the flesh, he cannot be able to use you wisely. That's where he will keep reinforcing you, because actually the devil needs you to believe in him to actually work with you. Incredible, right? So he's going to be able to know how best to make you believe that you are inferior, so that he can use you to suppress people's life, and he will keep you there. So in your season of weakness, depression, inferiority, whatever you are feeling down about yourself, is the manifestation of the evil one trying to use you there. And if you don't build your relationship with God, it can catch up with you. So there is no need sitting down crying all along. Just get up and do what it takes. Even Jesus, when he was walking on the water, he told Peter was the only one who had the privilege to walk on water with Jesus, but he was doubting. That was why he sank. He was doubting. He went, how can me, Peter, come and walk with Jesus? How can me, Peter, come and walk with Jesus? He made the first step. Immediately doubt came in. He sank in. So I hope that was able to help in one or two ways. I dwell more on giving people principles more than strategy, because I believe in the creativity of people. I believe that you are very creative enough to do with the principle, the psychology of things. When you can be able to understand the thought process or the psychology of things, you can be able to modify the process in any situation. But when you are given a strategy, you have an entitlement mentality to be stereotyped. And like I told you, God will never show you how, because he believes in flexibility and creativity. So that's why evolution happens, because the strategy is always flexible. So that's why what works for this person might not work for this person, because the how is always flexible. So I might actually, what did I do with these people? What did I do with these people when they were feeling like I was not worth the head girl? I shut that noise. Because I know that the people that wanted to give me a head girl in school then saw a lot of value they didn't see in them. So why not embrace that opportunity? And then when I pay attention to them, and then they will now make me not to mount my stage. Not at all. It is their problem, not mine. So I own myself in God, and then go ahead and do what he asks me to do. So that's why in the area of connecting with people, never depend on people. You are called to depend on God, because he has the intent of your existence. So you're not called to depend on people. That's why people will come to your life and go. They can come at different seasons of your life and just go. Some people are acquaintances. Some people are not meant to stay. So why are you killing yourself? So just depend on God, because he can use anybody at any time. That's why the how is always flexible. So you can ask God when. He will tell you when. You can ask God what is it. He can tell you what. But when you ask how, you will never get it. So you don't need to waste your time, sit down and start asking God how. No. He's not going to show you how. That's why he will always show you the end. So you begin with the end in mind. Because that vision is what is going to create that desire to get you started. If he shows you the process you are going to go through, you will never start. Oh my God. You will never start. So he wants you to get to work, right? So go and bring souls to Christ. Inferiority complex is lack of self-awareness, lack of self-worth, understanding, lack of awareness of self-worth, and as well as a lot of things that has to do with redefining self-concept. But I'm going to recommend this book for you. I'm going to recommend this book for you. Okay? Give me a moment. Okay? I'm going to recommend this book for you. This book is by Brian Tracy, right? Change Your Thinking, Change Your Life. Right? This is the first book I'm going to recommend to you. After you finish reading this book, right? After you finish reading this book, the second one is The Magic of Thinking Big. Right? Before you read this, right? Before you read this, read The Magic of Thinking Big. I think I have it here. Yes. So read this first. You can read this second, right? This is the first book you're going to read. If you want to deal with that thing, right? Read this book consistently. Don't read it like a book. Read it like a Bible. Study it. Don't read it. Study it. So this book, The Magic of Thinking Big, is going to change a lot of things for you. Then augment with this. You see these both books? Your life will never remain the same. Right? I strongly... this book is by David Schwartz. This is by David Schwartz, The Magic of Thinking Big. And this is Change Your Thinking, Change Your Life by Brian Tracy. So these are the two books I will recommend you start with. Right? So you can be able to expose yourself to what is very, very possible for you. Alright? So, thank you so much, Ikenna John, for joining. Yes, absolutely. So, thank you so much, Ikenna John, for joining. I celebrate you, man. I can't wait to meet you next month. Ikenna John is an amazing person. He has the energy of success. And of course, he's someone that you should connect with as well. Incredible. So I think I was able to answer that question. Okay, you are welcome, Minister Isaac. It's a pleasure to have you on the space today. Let me know where you're connecting from, how you are doing, and how the city of Lagos in your end is. Right? So this is the Confident Global Champion Experience live show. And right here, we help young, intentional individuals build strong self-esteem as well as strategic connections and network to actually thrive in their unique spaces in the deployment of their purpose, right? So you are in the right environment. If it is your first time, click on the follow button if you're watching me on Facebook. And if you're on my YouTube channel, click on that subscribe button and as well as the bell to get a notification when the next content drops. All right? Your life is about to change. And while you pay attention consistently, I can't wait to share your testimony to the world as well, and also share the screen with you. Want to be part of the Confident Global Champions? Type CGC in the comments, and we'll be able to let you know. We'll reach out to you to get you started. With that, I want to appreciate each and every one of you for joining this live series. You have been incredible. You've been amazing. And it's an amazing time with you. And I know you were able to get one or two. I can also recognize Fidelia Okechufu. Thank you so much for joining. I appreciate all of you guys. Until I come your way next in our next networking series from tomorrow. I still remain your friend and your go-to-get networking strategist, Linda Onemefer. Have an amazing and productive week ahead, guys. Bye for now.